Good morning, everybody. My name is John, doing today's devotional, and I'm going to be doing 2 Corinthians 12:7. And lest I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure. Concerning this thing, I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart me. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly, I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in needs, in persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And of course, we have 2 lawnmowers that just fired up in a little bit of wind, but Satan's not stopping this one. So when bad things have happened to me in my life due to the way I was brought up, I've always thought it was a punishment from God. It wasn't in my strength that I found the Lord. It was in my utter weakness that I came to Christ. About 7.5 years ago, I was dying of untreated alcoholism, and Mercedes had filed for a divorce. We had sold everything that we had owned, and we were going to split the cash and go our different ways. She wasn't going to put up with it. God bless her. She had tried everything to help me, and it had failed. It was at the closing table and the complete realization and weakness that I pleaded with God to help me. And I made a deal. I said, if you help me stop drinking and give me my family back, I will serve you for the rest of my life. Little did I know what he had planned. Mercedes and I, you guys know the rest of the story. We took the money, we bought an RV, we set out traveling across the country, and God blessed me. And I served him by serving his other children, teaching people how to RV and throwing a little bit of God in there as we went. People witnessed me actually growing closer and closer to the Lord, and I think you can see the transformation in the videos. But it was nothing that I ever did. It was not my strength. It was not my courage. It was from my utter weakness that I became closer and closer to the Lord. And then my daughter Sage was diagnosed with autism. I made another deal with God. Mercedes and I were devastated. We didn't even know what it was. And I said, Father, you heal my daughter, and I'll give you more. I'll give you as much as I got. And my daughter said the Lord's Prayer one day after 11 months of treatments and not talking before that. It's a prayer we've said with her ever since she was since she was a baby. And then you guys know, I mean, I've stayed obedient, as obedient as I can. You know, that may be the last building that I ever build, and I've struggled with that. I'm in constant pain. I've seen, I think it's up near 67 doctors or tests in the past 4 months. There's nothing they can do for me. They're still looking. They're going to check my brain on Monday, and hopefully something's there. But once again, I'm weak. And yet I'm filled with this crazy amount of joy because I've given even more and more and more and more to Christ. And this health issue, I go back and forth in my mind. Am I being punished for something that I did years ago to someone that I loved? And then I bounce right back. And when I look at Paul, I don't see anymore, since reading the Bible, I've never talked to Jesus as much as I do now. When I look at Paul now and I think and I read him, I don't see so much how much he loved Jesus. What I see in Paul is how much God loved him, how much Jesus loved him. And because he loved him so much, he did amazing works through him. I've had this strange, weird idea that if I do good works, the Lord will bless me and he'll reward me. And I don't believe that anymore. I mean, I gave my life to Jesus Christ and it was from complete grace. The only thing I contributed to my salvation was sin. That's what I contributed to my salvation. But the more I pray, the more I read the Bible, the more I start to really feel that God loves me unconditionally, as broken as I am. There's not enough money, there's not enough friends, there's not a big enough house that will fill that hole inside of me that I want to fill with God. What I learned from Paul is that, carry your cross, man. And I wouldn't have the joy I have right now if I hadn't gone through all the pain that I've gone through. And I trusted he's going to carry me through it. Just carry my cross and do his work, do his will as best I possibly can. And I want to close on a positive note, which is it's Lamentations 3:22 and 23. This is how much God loves me, and this is how much God loves you. Through the Lord's mercies, we are not consumed because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. God is faithful. God is faithful. God bless you guys and have a great day.